You've worked hard your whole life, saved, planned, and dreamed of a retirement where you could relax and enjoy the fruits of your labor. But let me ask you something. How confident are you that your retirement savings and assets are truly protected? It's a question that keeps a lot of folks up at night, and honestly, it should, because no matter how carefully you've planned, there are always risks lurking. Market downturns, unexpected expenses, even well-meaning family members who might not realize the strain they're putting on your finances. The good news, you can safeguard what you've built. It just takes a few smart rules that aren't complicated, but they are powerful. In this video, we're going to walk through 4 key rules to protect your retirement savings and assets. These aren't theories or get-rich-quick schemes. They're practical, time-tested strategies that have helped countless retirees sleep easier at night. And we'll start with the most important one, knowing exactly where your money is going. Rule number 1. Track your spending. Like a hawk. You wouldn't drive cross-country without a map, right? Well, your retirement finances are the same way. If you don't know where your money's going, it's way too easy to overspend without realizing it. Until one day, you're dipping into savings faster than you planned. Here's the thing. Retirement isn't a single, unchanging phase of life. Your spending habits will shift over time. Maybe you travel more in the early years, then settle into a quieter routine. Or perhaps healthcare costs start to climb later on. The only way to stay ahead, keep a close eye on every dollar. Now, I'm not saying you need to pinch pennies or deny yourself the things you love, but sit down once a month with your spouse, if you're married, and go over your expenses. Look for patterns. Are there subscriptions you forgot about? Are grandkids' birthday gifts adding up more than you realized? Small leaks can sink a big ship, so plug them early. And here's a tip: automate what you can. Set up alerts for big withdrawals or unusual activity. Banks and credit cards offer these tools for free, and they're a lifesaver for catching mistakes, or worse, fraud, before they spiral. Rule number 2. Build a safety net beyond your savings. You've probably heard the old advice to keep an emergency fund, right? Well, in retirement, that advice becomes even more critical, but with a twist. Because at this stage, your emergency isn't just a broken water heater or a car repair. It could be a hospital stay, a sudden need for long-term care, or a market crash that shakes your investments. So here's what you do. Layer your safety nets. First, keep at least 6 months' worth of living expenses in cash, somewhere safe and easy to access, like a high-yield savings account. This is your oh-no fund for immediate needs. Next, insure what you can't afford to lose. Long-term care insurance, for example, can be a game-changer if you ever need assisted living or in-home care. Medicare doesn't cover these costs, and they can drain a lifetime of savings in just a few years. And if you haven't reviewed your health insurance lately, do it now. A single major illness can derail even the best-laid plans. Finally, diversify your income streams. Social Security is a foundation, but it's not enough on its own. Maybe you have a pension, rental income, or dividends from investments. The more sources you have, the less any single setback can hurt you. Now, I know insurance and estate planning aren't the most exciting topics, but think of them like seatbelts. You hope you'll never need them, but you'd never drive without them. And speaking of planning ahead, that leads us perfectly into our next rule, one that's all about making sure your wishes are followed no matter what happens. But we'll dive into that in just a moment. Now let's talk about something that's uncomfortable, but absolutely essential. What happens if you're no longer able to make decisions for yourself? Maybe it's due to an illness, an accident, or just the natural effects of aging. It's not a pleasant thought, but here's the truth. If you don't have a plan in place, someone else will make those decisions for you. And that someone might not know or follow what you truly want. Rule number 3, protect yourself with legal safeguards. This is where estate planning comes in. And no, it's not just for the wealthy. It's for anyone who wants to make sure their money, their home, and even their medical care are handled the way they choose. First, you need 2 key documents. A will. This ensures your assets go to the people you want them to go to. Without one, the state decides. And that can lead to family disputes, delays, and unnecessary stress for your loved ones. A power of attorney, POA. This lets you name someone you trust to manage your finances if you're unable to. Without it, your family might have to go to court to get control of your accounts, and that's a costly, time-consuming mess. But here's one that many people overlook: a healthcare directive or living will. This spells out your medical wishes if you can't communicate them yourself. Do you want life support? What kind of treatments are you comfortable with? These are tough questions, but answering them now saves your family from guessing, or worse, arguing later. Now, I know legal paperwork can feel overwhelming, but here's the good news: you don't have to do it alone. An estate planning attorney can walk you through it, and many offer flat fee packages so there are no surprises. Think of it as an investment in your peace of mind and a final gift to your family. Rule number 4, be wary of helpful hands, even the well-meaning ones. Here's a hard truth: not everyone who offers to help with your finances has your best interests at heart. And sometimes the biggest risks come from the people closest to you. I've heard too many stories of retirees losing money because a grandchild needed a loan that was never repaid. A relative convinced them to invest in a can't-lose opportunity. A new friend suddenly took an interest in their bank accounts. Now, I'm not saying you should distrust your family or stop being generous, but you do need to set boundaries. Here's how. Keep your accounts private. Even if you share expenses with a loved one, maintain your own separate access. Say no to pressure. If someone is rushing you to sign something or hand over money, that's a red flag. Get a second opinion. Before making big financial decisions, run them by a neutral professional, like a fee-only financial advisor. And one more thing, scams targeting seniors are everywhere. Fake IRS calls, phony lottery wins, tech support cons, they're all designed to catch you off guard. The best defense: slow down, hang up, and if something sounds too good to be true, it always is. Now, these 4 rules might seem like a lot, but here's the good news. You don't have to do everything at once. Start small. Maybe this week you'll review your spending. Next month you'll meet with an attorney. The key is to keep moving forward, because the sooner you act, the safer your retirement will be. And in our final part, we'll tie it all together with one last powerful rule, one that could make all the difference in keeping your savings secure for years to come. You know, when it comes to retirement, there's one question I hear more than any other: will I outlive my money? It's a real fear, and it's why so many retirees hold onto their savings too tightly, missing out on experiences, or spend too freely, risking their future security. But what if I told you there's a way to strike the perfect balance, a rule that helps you enjoy your retirement today while still protecting it for tomorrow? The golden rule: adjust and adapt. Retirement isn't a set it and forget. It's a phase of life. The world changes, Your needs change, and if your financial plan stays exactly the same for 20 years, chances are it won't work the way you hoped. Here's what you should do instead. Review your finances at least once a year. Sit down with your statements, your budget, and if you have one, your financial advisor. Ask yourself, are my investments still aligned with my risk tolerance? The closer you get to 80, the less you want riding on stock market swings. Do I need to update my will or beneficiaries? Life events, grandkids, divorces, losses mean it's time to revisit paperwork. Am I withdrawing sustainably? A common rule of thumb is the 4% rule, but your situation might need something different. And here's the key. Don't be afraid to course correct. If the market dips, maybe you skip that extra vacation this year. If you're spending less than expected, maybe you can help a family member without guilt. Flexibility is your greatest tool. Putting it all together. Let's take a step back and look at the big picture. Protecting your retirement isn't about living in fear. It's about living with confidence. When you track your spending, you avoid nasty surprises. When you build safety nets, you sleep easier. When you set up legal safeguards, you take power away from courts and give it back to yourself. And when you stay vigilant about who you trust, you keep predators at bay. But none of it works if you treat your plan like a museum piece, something you look at but never touch. Life moves fast. Your money should move with it. A final word of encouragement. I know talking about wills, scams, and market risks isn't exactly fun, but think of it this way. Every step you take to protect your savings is a step toward more freedom, more security, and more joy in your retirement years. You've earned this chapter of your life. Now go make sure nothing gets in the way of living it on your terms. If you found this helpful, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one step you'll take this week to safeguard your retirement? And if you know someone who'd benefit from this, share it with them. After all, the best way to protect ourselves is to look out for each other. Thanks for watching, and remember, your retirement isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. Here's to making every year ahead your best one yet.